Hello everyone to episode 3 of the Nothing to Something series. Now, as you can see, I am proud to say that we do have 6.3k value and 6.3k wrap. And just to remind you that we have started on 5k value, and in just 3 days worth of trading, we have gone up 1.3k. So all I'm going to say is if we do keep up at this rate, we will be seeing a lot of profits coming up. And I don't want to get too egotistical, but we do have a good idea when it comes to trading, and we haven't experienced a bad loss yet, and I'm hoping it stays that way. And just to remind you, if you do enjoy this series and you do want to be part of the process of me going nothing to something, make sure you subscribe, because every single trade we cover it, and we cover the reason why we went over those trades. And if we go down to the inventory, we can see the trade that we did. If you notice, we don't have the traffic cone anymore, and from the previous episode we went up nearly 400 wrap and value, and that's because of this trade right here. We downgraded the traffic cone for these 3 items: the blue swashbuckler, can't even say it right, and the 2 builders club hats. And we got nearly a 400 overpay in this item. And to be honest, a 400 overpay on a 2.7k item is pretty good. And to be honest, I wasn't really expecting it. So I'm actually just gonna talk through this trade right here and why I accepted this trade. So when I saw this trade, I had to, number one, like we did in episode 2 and 1, check the graphs for it. We checked the graphs for all these 3 items, and I'm hoping to trade these items as fast as possible, especially the blue swashbuckler. I don't think I'm gonna have too much trouble getting rid of these 2 hats right here, but especially because of the demand on them, a lot of people do like it and it's easy to trade with. But the blue swashbuckler, I think I can hold it for quite some time as well, because if we do look at the daily sales, I think it's going to stay at this price for quite some time, mainly just because it barely gets any sales. Like, even if it only gets like 1 sale every few days, which means that it is going to stay at this wrap for quite some time. And now that it's selling above wrap, it should sell pretty good. I should mainly just increase. So we do have quite some time to hold on this item, and if we do look at patterns, it's expecting to sell another time in, I'd say, around 1 or 2 days. That's my prediction, and it's gonna go up to 1.270 wrap, which I wouldn't mind. And if anything, I can keep holding on it until it rises up a little bit. And another thing that I kind of wanted to do was maybe trade this item for like a 50 underpay on a better demand item, just so it's a little bit easier. But overall, I wanted to also talk about the next step after this trade, because we can't really trade this item, these 3 items, the next day, which means tomorrow. I've thought about the trade that we can do tomorrow, because the trades that we completed from episode 2, those items will be available to trade tomorrow. And my idea with those items is this trade right here. So the black headphones that I have, and the 3 of the items that I had from episode 2, back to the traffic cones, I'm hoping to do this trade, mainly just because it's a small overpay on the traffic cones, and it's 3 good demand items. Usually some people might not need an overpay if it's 3 really good demand items, especially since we have the chill cap and the black headphones and the bandana, 3 items that can be traded off really quickly by certain people. And because we have that 1060 Robux from the last episode that I explained, we can add, like, if a certain person asks for 100 overpay, if we add that 100 Robux, we're still keeping our wrap, and we're giving them a 100 overpay. So that's what I am hoping for the next episode, just trying to get that overpay for the traffic cones, because if we get the traffic cone again, we can downgrade it yet again, but this time we wouldn't even have to downgrade it for like 300 or 400. We can downgrade it for 100 or 200 and we'd still have that profit, and maybe we can do that with better demand items. So that's something that I'm really hoping for, and I think that's a trade that I want to stick with. I want to upgrade something back into like a 2.7k item. And if we look at it, there's only a few options, either the traffic cone, and that's pretty much it. There's not really much items, except maybe like a 2.5k, 2.3k item plus a small, like the One-Word Autumn King plus a small, mainly just because of difference of demand. But also, a key thing about trading is looking at the future of trades as well, because after this trade we're gonna have 3 less items. Swapping it out for 1. And if we check only my inventory, we remove all of these, and it doesn't even really work. I don't know why, but if we do check my profile, if we do a trade to do with the swashbuckler and the 2 builders club hats, we'll start off with only the blue swashbuckler. If we go on the blue swashbuckler, we can do a trade something like this, maybe a 4v1 on someone that doesn't really have good enough items to start trading again, because I wanted to try and get rid of this blue swashbuckler as soon as possible. So maybe some good demand items like the Ultimate Victory, Katana Travel Pack, and let's say we need like around 300. The pumpkin headphones, they get, if we remove this Robux, we're still underpaying by quite a bit, but you can't argue your way to someone that just started trading. You can be like, oh, you're doing a 3v1 upgrade, I can try and hustle my way into a small overpay but with better demand items that I know I can trade off quicker and for better items. So I am just looking at these items, and tomorrow, probably after I complete a trade for the traffic cones, I'll go over it again, seeing possible trades that I can do for the blue swashbuckler for decent demand items, and obviously just create trade ads, create better, just now at this point, because if we go back to the items that we have right now, we have how much now? We have 8 items, and I don't want to keep having just 8 items sitting around. What I want to do now is maybe even trade back into the Silverthorn Antlers, but this time with Silverthorn Antlers plus 2 really good demand items, and at that point we can either keep downgrading and just keep increasing our profits, just because at the rate we're going now, I feel like I can try and get to somewhat like 10k before this month ends, because the way trading works is the more Robux you have in terms of limiteds, the more overpays you can get and the more Robux you're gonna get. So if anything, this graph will just keep getting steeper and steeper and steeper, and I'm just really hoping to upgrade a lot of these items but not lose that much value. So that's what we're going to do next episode. Again, like stated in episode 2, if we look at our Roblox account, I still need to get rid of this 1060 Robux, just so it's easier for me in the future sense, because if I do get rid of this 1000 Robux, that means I can maybe try and get this value to like 8k, which makes it easier for bigger overpays and better trades, hopefully. But that's pretty much it for today's episode. I wanted to go over it pretty quickly just so I can edit a different video. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep researching on ways I can upgrade all of these items and downgrade this blue swashbuckler. And that's pretty much it for today's episode. And let me know if you have any thoughts about this, and peace.